And sometimes they accidentally fall into here. So you can put those in there if you want to. That's not a problem. Okay. If you have fresh blueberries, you can put those in there. So you have alternatives. You have options. Now it says to line the pan with tin foil, aluminum foil. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm lining it with a piece of parchment paper. They spray the pans with parchment paper sticks. Because there's more and more research about aluminum not being necessarily good for people because of the connection between Alzheimer's. Yeah, how about that? So but from that point of view, I stay away from aluminum as much as possible. So I use all stainless steel. What I'm doing, this guy here, I'm roasting the peppers because it gives them a nice flavor. We'll use those for the beans and the chicken dish. We just kind of spread this out a little bit, kind of keep it even. It'll take a little bit of its own level, but not tremendously so. Like watching paint dry, Okay. Don't be tempted to lick the batter. There's raw eggs in there. Okay. That'll be about 20 minutes or so. Back to the roasted pepper, all you just want to charbroil it. Get all skin nice and blistered. And that throws another dimension of flavor. One thing you need to do, or not do, is wash it off in the sink. Because all that beautiful charred flavor disappears. So you don't want to go there. Okay, so we got that. And then I'll put it into a little bag. Okay. Yeah. And that way the rest of the skin will sweat off. Then we'll start off with our chicken and get that into the oven because that takes a little bit of time. So I've got my nice pan here. Get it hot. When you saute, always remember, get the pan hot, then put in your cooking medium, then your food. Otherwise, it'll stick like something you don't want to talk about. Okay? Because there are microscopic pores in the pans, and I'm using an olive oil, avocado oil blend. What I've done, no sizzle, so we're not putting it in there yet. Okay, the jerk spice, there are 15 different spices and herbs and stuff in that. And the history of the jerk spice is kind of interesting because it was developed back in the 17th century by the escaped African slaves in Jamaica. They would go to the mountains and they would hide, and they couldn't really cook, make a lot of smoke. So it's like stealthy cooking. It's very slow roasting. They did fire pits, put everything into a fire pit. That way there was no smoke, and did the spices. Now the capsicum spice, which they use a lot of, they usually use Scotch bonnet peppers. No Scotch bonnets in there. I don't want to hurt anybody today. I toned it down a whole lot. Wow. Okay, so those are in there. Now we've got some sizzle. Oil in there. The table lopsided, going to one side. And what I've done, taken the chicken breast and just batted it out, made it real thin for demonstration purposes.
Okay.
Yeah. Let that cook. Yeah, it could be a little choky with the smoky. Okay. Let that sizzle and cook a little bit. Yeah, how you doing? Oh yeah, we're doing good. Okay. After I get the chicken started, then I'll put it I'll do the bean force. You all right?
Yep. Good.
There's a lot of there's some water bottles there, and then there's cold ones in the fridge. So help yourself.
Thank you.
And so they they did these spices and they actually would cure their food with the spices and everything that way it would keep them safe. The Capsicum, actually University of Delaware many years ago did a major study on hot spices and oysters. And they proved the point that the oysters actually, bacteria levels are diminished with the addition of hot sauce.
Mm.
Go down to New Orleans, guess what they put on their oysters? Hot sauce.
Yeah.
Okay? So yeah, they do that all the time. Let's put these on here. My gas going out, please.
Oh, going?
Still going.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Doesn't seem to be too much gas in there. Get the other burner out. See if it has any more in it. You hate that when it happens. These things are so neat.
Travel.
Yeah, it's a little higher flame. Wow. Yeah, that flame's going. Okay. Get that back hot. We'll cook a few more pieces off for us. And then we'll start. Well, we got 2, 4, a couple more pieces. These are the neatest little units.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. And I might cook them all up. Get them off. There we go.
Did you grease that pan? Did you grease that pan or you just lay it on
I'm sorry?
Great.
the pan? You about to put something on the pan or you just laying it
This
on?
is, actually, I'm gonna put them in the oven in a minute.
I mean, you didn't
spray.
spray it or
No.
anything.
There's a little bit of oil on the chicken,
Wow.
so we're okay. Yeah.
Oh, it's not good, that's oh, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, again, I'm gonna change the recipe. Check these jalapenos, see if they got any heat to them or not. Sometimes a jalapeno can really talk to you. Sometimes it just teases you. That's a sissy jalapeno. Okay? We'll use the same pan to continue with. Okay. Onions. And here's the red pepper, to see if that green pepper is cool enough to actually do something with. Yeah, and that just scrapes right off. All right, which is nice.
Yeah.
Then behind it, you have all the wonderful flavor, which is good. We won't be using all of this. I'll put that in there. Now, you see, I'm not wearing gloves. I know somebody's thinking about it, but this is going to be cooked, so we're safe. Okay? Garlic will go in. And we'll put our beans in. and our jalapenos. And the happiness. A little bit of dark rum. And a little bit of vinegar, red wine vinegar. Gives it a little bit of juice.
Oh, it smells so good.
And you see, I cooked the chicken in the pan and then I did the beans and everything afterwards. Oh, got a beautiful flavor stuck to the bottom of the pan.
Yeah, it's really.
The moisture from the beans and all the liquids like that, that'll bring that flavor back into it, so you're not wasting anything. Okay?
Mhm.
You might saw that. Okay. We have coyote squash. These are weird little critters. Okay, I mean, there's a seed in the middle of it. And basically a couple ways of doing this, just cut it in half, and then you can see the seed. Now, sometimes for presentation, we're changing our recipe, we're putting apples in here as well. Okay, these are Gala apples. Put some lemon juice on them, but the lemon juice kind of whisked out on me a little bit. Good. Just let that simmer. Adds another flavor dimension there. And these guys right here, very simple. The seed is right there, that's it. That's the seed.
Okay. Okay.
Now, these things are ready to
It does.
use any way you want to. If I was going to do this as a plate presentation, I would take my coyote squash and cut them into fans, saute them off, and put those on a plate, kind of look like that or something like that.
Okay.
But since we're not, I'll keep this a more relaxed concept. We're going to put that into the beans as well. So you got some fiber, you got some crunch, you got some color, and you got lunch. Let that simmer a little bit, all come together. The quinoa, I actually cooked that ahead of time as well. Quinoa is a very, very healthy grain. Make sure you wash it off because it has a coating on it, even the birds don't like.
Really?
You gotta wash that coating off and then cook it like the pilaf method. Okay, a little bit of butter in your pan, melt it. Take your quinoa, put it in there, stir it around a little bit. Don't brown it, just sizzle it a little bit. And then add your stock. I mean, for 1 cup of quinoa, you use 1.5 cups of stock, I believe it is, or better than water.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you bring it to the boil, turn it down to a simmer, stir it 1 time, and cover it with a loose fitting lid. And just leave it for 15 to 20 minutes,
All right.
and then it'll cook.
Mhm.
If it doesn't cook right, you'll get little crunchy bits.
Oh.
Not good, not good. What we'll do, we'll heat this up in the microwave when we go to use that. I'll put it up there so I don't forget.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll forget it. Okay. Next thing we're going to play with will be our salad. This is an interesting thing because it's using brown rice for a salad. What a concept. What did he do? I only brought 1 bowl, so let me wash my bowl out real fast. Okay, there we go.
Yeah. All right.
We are bold. This salad is pretty cool because you got the brown rice. Now the brown rice, again, I cook with the pilaf method. Okay, finely diced onions or shallots into the pan, a little bit of butter, sizzle them. Then the rice goes in, stir it so it all coats. Because what you do is you're coating the grains of rice so it makes them elastic so they expand. That's one way of looking at it, I guess, kind of like a balloon. So it expands a little bit. And then the stock will go into it and the rice will expand, but it'll keep its integrity.
Okay.
It won't go to mush unless you do something wrong. Doing something wrong would be like putting it into the container, then bring it to the boil, then a simmer, and stirring the hell out of it. You're not making risotto. You don't want the starch to come out of it. You stir it one time, just very gently, lid on it, or in the oven, okay, with a lid, and then 20 minutes later, it's done. The recipe is very simple. 1 bucket of rice, 2 buckets of stock. 1 bathtub of rice, 2 bathtubs of rice. It's a 2-to-1 ratio.
Right.
All right, 2-to-1 ratio, which makes it kind of nice. So put our brown rice into there. We have tomatoes cut in half. Now, there you go. Came out of my garden. Purple radish. So figure, hell, we're putting those in there too. Okay, lettuce in there. Okay, and broccoli. Now, most people, when they take their broccoli, they get these stalks. And they say, oh crap, yeah, I'm going to just throw that away. Don't be a knucklehead. Don't throw it away. It's like a miniature tree. It's got bark. So just peel the bark off. Okay. Sometimes it comes off real easy, sometimes it don't. Okay. And then you have something which is perfectly edible and nice. Actually, I'll do this a lot for Asian cooking. It's nice and firm, give you a nice crunch when it gets cooked. So that's pretty cool. And you can just cut those in half if you want to, and just put those in. Didn't do it. And just put those into your. Okay. I learned the hard way many years ago about slicing. Okay. And I still have the scar to prove it, because when you slice something like that, you use the back part of your knife, not necessarily the front part. Using the front part, you're bringing the knife up real high. Using the back part, well, you're not bringing it up quite as high, are you? All right, so put that in there, and then you just use your finger as a guide. So if I go just a little bit like that,
Right.
see, if I go like that, well, guess what? I can miss.
Yeah.
And then everything turns red and nasty and ugly. We're gonna put some pear in there as well. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, some pear goes in that. We'll keep that rustic. Okay. Now, I like cheese, and I just happen to have some very, very good aged English white cheddar. So that's gonna go in there as well. That's not on the recipe, so don't get squirrely at me. Just go for it.
Right.
You don't have, recipes are there as a guideline. With here, so a little more protein, little burst of flavor gonna be in there. Okay, oops, there we go. It's a little sticky when it gets warm. Yeah. And then the fun part, balsamic glaze. And that's the hard part, because you just gotta. Okay. No oil for this salad. Okay, so again, do something a little bit healthier, a little bit different, and you'll find that the balsamic glaze has really got a powerhouse flavor to it. Just mix that in a little bit. You can buy the balsamic glaze, or you can buy the balsamic vinegar and buy a nice balsamic vinegar and reduce it down yourself. Put it into a stainless steel pan, not aluminum, please. It'll pull the flavor out of the aluminum, and it'll taste tinny. A stainless steel pan and reduce it down just below half, and it'll get nice and thick and syrupy. Okay? Or you can buy it already made. Okay, whatever you want to do. I mean, whatever you have the time for. So, the only trouble is with the balsamic vinegar, sometimes it doesn't look really beautiful.
Right.
It's only because of the color, but we don't worry about that. I'll just go here like that. And so you have a powerhouse salad here.
Yeah.
You've got your protein, you've got some carbs, very low sugar, you have some natural occurring sugar in some of your vegetables, very low salt, some natural occurring salt in some of your vegetables and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that works out nice that way. So there's your salad. Okay. Over here we have our, that's nice. This is the part I like. That will work. You notice I don't use pot holders.
Right.
They get in the way. Steaming up.
Yeah. So I-
Not quite. That's just about ready as well. Okay, good. Now, the nice thing about the jerk spice, if you use your own recipe, you can make it as hot as you want or not. I did, in this one here, I did not put the red pepper flakes. I put just a pinch of cayenne pepper. Actually, I used chipotle pepper in it, which has got a little nicer flavor. Okay, and the sugar and the salt and the pepper and all, everybody else is in there. The cumin, allspice is one of the things that give jerk spice its dominant flavor.
Oh.
Allspice actually is a berry. It's a palmetto tree. Okay, it's the unripe berries. They pick them unripe, they dry them, and then they grind them up, put them in there.
Wow.
Now, if you can't find allspice, you can kind of cheat a little bit and make something similar in flavor, equal parts of cinnamon, clove, and nutmeg.
Okay.
And that'll give you the flavor, the aromatic flavor, very similar to allspice. Now, a purist will be able to figure it out, but not a purist would be okay.
Yes.
So that gives you that right there. And you know, also in the jerk spice, sometimes people put in scallions, different types of peppers.
Okay.
You know, ginger sometimes goes in there. It depends. You can do what you want. You have those alternatives. And as I say, those guys, those slaves, they escaped. They went into the jungle, into the mountain, and they ate. And now jerk spice is worldwide. It's universal. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
People totally enjoy it. It's got a nice flavor. And as you say, you control the heat. I also gave you in your handout something I swiped from the internet. I put the source on there as well. It's about high fiber foods. You know, oatmeal, quinoa, broccoli, pears, apples, raspberries, lentils, chia seeds, and black beans. These are all good high fiber foods. Some of them higher in protein content than others, some not. But also, it's good. You can cook with these, and it's nice. Going back to the Duda spice, you can make this yourself, put it into an airtight container, and it'll keep just like any other spice. It's all spice the same way. And it's good. You can do lots of things with that. Radish was good too. You want a radish? You got it. Enjoy. Yeah, enjoy. I don't normally throw my food, but that's a nice radish. It's got a nice little pepper flavor to it
Good.
in the background.
Thank you.
Okay. So, you know, from that point of view, that works out good. We got pears, and also it's referred to sometimes as a coyote pear, because it kind of looks like a pear, don't it? Wow, what a beautiful pear.
Right.
Look at the back. There's an example of how the media screws with your minds. Oh, what a beautiful pear. And we don't see the back, do we?
Right.
Media does that. And hey, it happens every day. You know, smoke and whistles. Smoke and mirrors, I think I told you.
Smoke and mirrors, yeah.
Smoke and mirrors. Give that another shake. Oh, that juice that came out of this.
Mm.
Go back into there. Oh, you don't waste not, want not. A lot of cooks will just, oh God, it's just garbage and throw it away. But I'm a proponent of flavor.
Mhm.
You know, as an executive chef, I like flavor, and anytime you can save flavor, you're doing something good. And the beans themselves, they have a nice attitude. They're a little mushy. You get the starch in there from the beans. It thickens by itself just a little bit, which is good. We got quinoa. They go a little bit more.
Wow.
And so I used to baking and sheep
Oh, you're cooking, yeah,
cooking.
right.
Give it a little finger, Dutch. As you know, when you're doing bake stuff like that, if it springs back up, it's cooked. If you leave your fingerprint, it's still on the rare side.
On the rare side.
It's on the rare side. Okay, I got my plate. Not sure what you guys are gonna do.
I was gonna say, that's a
Huh?
huge plate there.
Now, the reply to that is them's fighting words. That's your reply to something like that. Okay, so if y'all want to start on your salad and your, take that over, thank you.
Quick, there's the jerk chicken with quinoa and the black bean mixture.
I wouldn't use those, they had something else in them.
Put those on the
Did you have
real
a plate?
quick, and then I'll bring it over
Yes,
to the
you're
table
bringing it
for
up.
us.
He's already
Here
had
is
it
the
done.
iceberg and brown rice salad.
You have
Go.
larger plates for them over there?
Yep. I sure did.
Okay,
There's only a few of us. So
okay.
these and
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Give them a real plate.
Let's be environmentally friendly today.
There you go, Chief.
And if you want some more jerk slice for your chicken, please, you can sprinkle away. Okay?
Okay, do you have something that we can serve the
Go
chicken with?
Good.
To
Yes,
serve
I
the-
do.
Should I use this?
You can use that, yes.
Tongs?
Mhm. All right, or you can use the tongs here too. Okay?
Perfect. And for anyone watching the recording, there will be an email address in the subject line there. You can email for the recipes.
Okay, let's look at our tuna squares. We are ready. Just gonna have to set for a few minutes before we cut it.
Excellent. Can I give them a preview of that, a little video
Okay.
look of that? That has to cool before we cut it, but those are the oatmeal squares.
Chocolate chips and Reese's Pieces. Only because I have.
Ooh.